My name is Meylysa. I'm an ESL teacher, and today I wanted to talk about the challenges of teaching very beginner students. These are students who know the alphabet and they can, read a little bit, not really, and they basically can't speak or understand any English. So what do you do? Now, we use a picture dictionary. I highly recommend this, using a picture dictionary, because they can look at pictures and it helps a lot. And go slow. But the first step, and this is what I wanted to talk about basically, is you have to get them to break this barrier. A lot of them have a barrier in their heads where they think that they can't learn, or they're stupid, or something inside them is telling them that they're stupid and they'll never learn English. Now, this isn't true. Anyone can learn English, and your students certainly can learn English. So the first thing you can do is be encouraging and always tell them that they're smart and that it's okay, because they will learn, and you will keep working with them until they do, and everything will be okay. So that's the first thing to do. The second thing to do is give them something to work with so that they can master it. Now, after they master something, anything, they're going to understand how to do the rest on their own. See, some students already know this because some students are very well educated in their own language. So when they come into the language class, they know that they're supposed to practice, go home, study, and learn it, and they will. But there are some students who were never good at school. They were never good at school in their country. They were never good at school anywhere. So they just don't know. Now, you just have to help them along by teaching them how to study properly. So this is what I do as an example to make it easier. I give the students a simple introduction. Let me introduce myself. My name is Meylysa. I'm American. I've been in Hawaii for 10 years. I've been coming to the Drop-In Center. That's the name of our school, the Drop-In Center. For 3 years, I'm a teacher. So the student would have to learn those sentences, but for them, right? My name is Katie. Let me introduce myself. My name is Katie. I'm Chinese. I've been in Hawaii 3 months. I've been coming to the Drop-In Center 2 weeks. I'm a housewife, okay? That's an example. So in the first lessons, you're just going to be explaining the meaning, and you're going to have them practice reading it so that they can see the words and read it correctly. And then after that, you're going to have them memorize it. Now, how do they memorize it? They just have to say it, right? Without looking, okay? So what you do is you give them time to say it, and then you take the book away, you say it to me, look at me, say it to me. Say it until they can say it to you without looking, right? And if they can't do it without looking, just let them memorize a piece of it. If they can't say, let me introduce myself, then have them memorize let me, until they got let me down, and they know let me, so easy, let me, and then they say let me introduce. So then they work on let me introduce until they can say let me introduce to you 10 times without ever looking at the book, right? And then gradually work that way, piece by piece, until they've memorized the whole sentence. Let me introduce myself. Let me introduce myself. And make them say it over and over every day you see them. Every day. Until you are certain in your heart, and they are certain that they know it by heart. So you just make sure they do it every day. And in my beginner class, we do it every day. The same thing, every day. This is important in a very beginner class because until they memorize something, they haven't memorized anything, and they don't think they can memorize anything. So once they memorize this simple introduction, which of course is not simple when you're studying English, but it's doable. Once they memorize this, it'll be better. They're going to feel good that they memorized it, and then they're going to realize that they can learn English. So in terms of speaking, you just have to have them say it, looking at you, say it without reading it, until they got it. They got it down, okay? And then for writing, it's the same thing. Have them practice writing it, and then take the book away. Don't let them look at the words, and have them write it by themselves. And if they can't, have them do it in pieces, same thing, until finally they got it memorized. They can memorize how to write it. If they see it, can they read it? Have them look at it and read it, look at it and read it. So look at the reading, look at the seeing, they'll get the speaking down, all right? And then the listening, you can ask them questions. What's your name? And they say, my name is. And what's your nationality? And that's a whole other group of sentences. But after you've done it long enough, you can add those sentences in. Okay? So this is what I use to break the barrier. The barrier is very big. It's the hardest thing to break. Once you break it, you're on your home. It's the home stretch almost, because all it is after that is hard, just putting the work in there, and the student will know how to do it after that. But in the beginning, if the student doesn't know how to do this, it's very frustrating for them. They just think they can't learn English. So you have to help them. Anyway, that's what I do. I have them practice little bits. I have them master whatever they can, and then just gradually build the blocks. And you just have to repeat what they learned before. Make sure they don't forget it. Just keep it there, because that's what they got to do in the end. They got to remember everything they're learning. So every week you just review what they did before, make sure they still got it, and then you do something new. Every week, very consistent, until you're sure that they do remember it and they won't forget it. Anyway, this is my advice on this. If you have any advice, I would gladly appreciate it, because this is a very tough barrier to break. The barrier when the beginner comes in and is like, I can't learn anything. So, good luck with this. Just as a side note, today one of my students did actually finally memorize it. She stood up in front of the class and she said it by heart, and I was so touched. It was amazing. It was she's been there for about maybe 2-3 months, and she finally memorized it. And we were very proud of her. Everybody was very happy. So I wish you luck with your students. As I said, please share if you have any ideas on how to break the barrier and give your students confidence and the skills they need to learn English on their own. Thank you. Bye.